hasn't been a new asset class since the bond market in 1693. Well, now there's a new asset class, and it is the digital asset space. The question is, are you participating? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What is going on, guys? What is going on? Happy, what is this, Wednesday? Happy Wednesday to you. This is, in fact, General Wealth Wednesday today, my friends. Stay tuned for that. Wealth Wednesday tonight, Generational Wealth Strategies at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you guys there. That's going to be a fun hangout. We're going to talk about how to choose a tax lawyer if you need one, or do you really need a CPA? And we're going to talk a little bit about my discussion today with pretty prominent estate attorney today. Talk about that. Really excited about share some information on that as well. So Wealth Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Guys, what is going on? Guys, do me a favor. If you're not following me on Twitter, just please go check me out on Twitter. It's at crypto_siege on Twitter, and on Facebook, it is the Crypto Siege. Go check me out. Give me a follow, a like. That would be awesome. That would be outstanding. And of course, for all of my friends out in the podcast world, come check me out on YouTube. It's Crypto Siege, one word, crypto, and then CEEJ on YouTube as well, guys. What a time, what a crazy time to be in the space today. Shout out to David Schwartz. He is doing his thing over there on the podcast world. It's called Block Stars. I had a chance to listen to his interview with Catherine Coley. Just really barely got into that interview, 5 minutes or so into that, and more extensively so into the interview that he did with Chris Larson. That was pretty interesting because they went back, right? They went back to prior to 2012. So that was a pretty cool, guys, you definitely want to go check, pretty cool interview. You definitely go check that out for sure. On your favorite podcast. I listened to it on Spotify. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to cover a couple of articles here. We're going to talk about what Ripple is doing over there in Mexico with Bitso. Bitso sees exponential growth of cross-border remittances with XRP. Going to talk about that. I forgot. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is a PDF for the AMF.org. I'm going to share with you guys and how they're using Ripple and what Ripple is doing. They're using that business model to kind of train on cross-border payments, which I thought was really, really cool. So real excited to hear that. How many guys have checked out Blockchain Backer's latest video on XRP, the greatest digital asset ever created, or DIY's latest video on XRP? Has anyone checked those out? Please let me know. Legendary's in the building. What's going on, Legendary? Good to see you. Jay Corn. What's up, bro? What's up with you, Jay Corn? Mr. XRP all in. How about that? How are you doing? I'm doing outstanding, brother. How are you? Who let the bulls out is in the building. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. We still need to hook up on that outro, man. See what that's going to look like. That would be cool. You have my email, right? Who let the bulls out? Bruh, XRP is in the building, guys. Siege, everyone today in the XRP YouTube space was covering this info you live streamed about. You always manage to be the tip of the spear when it comes to news. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Which one were they covering? Were they covering the one pager from Ripple about the ISO 20022? Probably the one. I figured that was going to go like crazy today on YouTube. Lucky Lloyd's in the building. What's up, Lucky Lloyd? Peace, fam. Good to see you on the stream. Guy Vincent Centine. Hi, Siege. Hey, brother. How are you? Is it Givenson? Might be Givenson. XRP number one. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Evening, Siege, and all. Good evening to you. Pawan G is in the building. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you in the stream. bro, XRP said, yep, that's the one. Yeah, I had a feeling, bro, that was going to be, you know, a big topic to discuss without question. I heard that the digital asset investor did something on the ESDR. Curious to see what that looks like. But anybody, so yeah, I have not checked out Blockchain Backer's latest video. But from what I understand, he had some new price points for XRP. Now the thumbnail had $11 and $96. So anybody in here a fan of Blockchain Backer? Let me see something. Let me see something real quick. Blockchain Backer. Exit plan and price prediction for the Ripple XRP price chart. Revisited information. In this video, I thoroughly dive into Ripple XRP charts to show how the price action has behaved in the past in relation to, okay, cool. That's one of the coolest graphics for an intro ever. It really is. Jay Huddle says BC Backer's video was good. A nice watch. The one I just, that one there? Okay. What is the title of that one? I didn't watch his latest. I haven't watched any of these, but he has one that he did a day or so ago. May 4th, he did it. Exit plan and price prediction for the Ripple XRP price chart. Revised, I thought it was revisited, revised information from price action. Yeah, so I don't know if I'll share it or not because I don't know what's up. Oh, okay, good, cool. Yeah, reach out again, who at the Bulls out. Let's see if we can hook up a time to chat. I think it's overdue for an intro. Quadros Osei, you always start with the great news. Thanks, mate. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, Quadro. Yeah, Jay Korn, I think that was Jay Korn said, I read on a news feed yesterday, Brad Garlinghouse, after seeing an interview, thought the mic was off. He said to someone that he's interested in buying R3. Can you bet this? I think, Jay Korn, that is, check the source on that. If it's from XRP Standard Productions, I believe it is, or XRP Productions, I believe it's XRP Standard Productions. They over there like to do a lot of satirical stuff over there. So they really are kind of making light of rumors and things like that. So if that's where you saw that whole Brad Garlinghouse thought the mic interview thing, that's kind of, I think he was just kind of, they do that over there. They kind of play around with the news or rumors. Now there is a actual rumor floating around, and this was because that's what they do. XRP Standard Productions, they kind of take some rumors, some riddles, or whatever, and then they put a spin on it to try to make it funny. So if that's what you're talking about, but the rumor is in fact out there. YouTube's biggest douches in the building. How are you, my friend? Doobian2 is here. Wow, what's going on, brother? Hey, Siege, what's up? What's up with XLM? Don't know. I'm not a fan. I don't know enough about it. Oh, thanks for the super chat, YouTube's biggest douche. I appreciate that. Howdy, what you know, and think of Digibyte. Oh, Digibyte, I don't know enough about it as well. I don't know anything about Digibyte. I heard it's fast, but other than that, I don't know what they're doing, what it looks like. I haven't looked into them and what they're doing. So I don't know. My thing would be the team. My thing would be, what's the real use case? Do they have first movers advantage in the space that they're in? What's the team, again, the team and the partnerships, what's the real world use case, if any, today? But I haven't looked into Digibyte or Stellar. I have not looked into Stellar. I haven't looked into Stellar. I don't, it's hard to say good thing, bad thing. To me, Stellar and XRP for me, it's in payments. So anything that's in payments, for me, I already have the champ. So I don't, I don't know if I buy into, you should have some just in case something. Like for me, I'd rather find something that's in their own space in another lane doing their own thing. Like for me, VeChain, they're kind of in their own lane doing their own thing. And, Sunny Lou and what they're doing seems hugely successful, and they're doing their thing there. That's what right? So anything payments wise, I mean, it's cool if Stellar becomes something domestically here in the States. I mean, I think that would be great. I don't see enough other than the rumors of IBM, because I had heard IBM they weren't anymore. So I don't know. Rumors is XLM will be tied into bonds. So cybersecurity, okay, they're not. Oh, Digibytes is the next BTC. Its use case is cybersecurity. Is nice. Oh, so there you go. So their spaces, use cases in cybersecurity. Well, that's good. Ripple XRP says brought XRP, global money on the blockchain, level playing field, Forex market, hashtag all the money, hashtag Judy Shelton, hashtag BIS, IMF, ESDR, Bank of England, gold standard, see you in Liechtenstein. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly right. So that's kind of where I am. I mean, for me, I think that the Ethereum, for me, the most expensive where I would spend my digital dollars. Obviously, XRP and VeChain. So I'm really kind of like with 2 Ethereum, because I just think it's going to 10x. And then, there's some use cases for other 10x's. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know about these small caps, right? The TNT, RCN of the world. I don't know what or if anything they're going to do. I held some algo at one time, and then I let it go. So I'm back to digital assets, and of course Ethereum and a little bit of Bitcoin. And what I mean by that is having some. I mean, I have a little bit of 0x and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but nothing like the holdings in VeChain or in XRP. So I'm not the best one to ask about other digital assets. The only one that I see clearly is for me going to do its thing for me. Certainly this is not financial advice. You want to do your own homework and do your due diligence when you look to get involved in the digital asset space, without question, right? Because I'm not a financial planner. But for me, it's, VeChain. So, but yeah, so let me cover this, guys. I think this is really, Bitso, shout out to Leonidas for putting this together. I know it's been some other articles about it. I'm just going to go over his, share it with the community, because I really do think the numbers are significant, and it needs to be pointed out, because again, we're talking about a use case in using the greatest digital asset ever created, not speculation, not it looks like it's going to do its thing, not it could be great, like really using this XRP and what it's doing for a business model, a real world business model, right? Money transmitter business, or SME, right? So let's go over this. Let's, did I share the screen already? Let's do this. Shout out to Leonidas and at XRPRK.com. If you don't feel like you have enough knowledge about XRP and you want to kind of level up your IQ, your XRP IQ, definitely go here. Really great site, well put together. He does a really, really good job. He really does. So Bitso sees exponential growth of cross-border remittances with XRP in a year. Bitso is one of the largest Latin American cryptocurrency exchanges based in Mexico. Bitso was founded in 2014 and currently has a customer base of more than 750,000. Wow. The Ripple partnership. Bitso's plan to provide financial services for both the banked and unbanked with blockchain technology and digital assets attracted Ripple's interest, and the companies formed a partnership early on with XRapid, Ripple's liquidity software back in the day, currently known as ODL, on-demand liquidity. Going live, Bitso acted as a XRapid exchange partner. These exchanges would allow XRapid, now ODL, payments to move from one currency into XRP and back into another currency quickly and efficiently. ODL's exponential growth. With ODL live and kicking for more than a year and a half, it is interesting to see its growth. Daniel Vogel, Bitso CEO and co-founder, shared a graph showing cross-border remittances processed through Bitso with Ripple's technology and by using the digital asset XRP. It says, this is a shout out to Arturo Portilla, who put this on Twitter. Breaking at Bitso has seen an exponential increase in the processing of remittances through Ripple's technology, XRP and Bitso. In April, we processed more than 4.3 thousand million pesos in remittances. Below is a chart with the remittances processed, 4,300,000 processed this year. Look at that chart. Wow. Look at that chart. That, my friends, is impressive. You're talking about up and to the right. Wow, look at that. Exponential is, yeah. How cool is that? It's in Spanish there, but it looks good. What started with less than 7.5 million pesos, which is $300,000, 310,000, in April of 2019, reached almost 4.40, it's not million, it's billion, 4.4 billion pesos. So it went from 310,000 in April of 2019 in US dollars to 183 million a year later using ODL and XRP. That is a staggering growth of 58,535% in a single year. Considering the monthly remittances between the United States and Mexico, which is 35 billion annually, more than 6% went through Bitso and XRP in April. With new Ripple ODL partners going live in Mexico, this percentage will only increase in the future. Yeah, you're right about that. Wow, future plans. So in July of 2019, Bitso became Latin America's first distributed ledger technology licensed exchange regulated by the Gibraltar Financial Services Commission. And a few months later, in October of 2019, Ripple invested in Bitso. Bitso's potential for a global expansion to Latin America matched Ripple's ambition and strategy. Ripple launched its Brazil operations in June of 2019 with plans to expand its footprint in South America. It was a match made in heaven. Since then, Bitso expanded to Argentina in February of 2020 with anticipation that it will be facilitating the ARS, Argentine peso remittances in the future. Shout out to Bitso. It has also added US dollar trading a week ago, only paired to BTC for now. Wow, how about that? Now that's in Spanish, so we can't read that. Very cool. 58,000% increase in a year. Wow. You think they're not paying attention? You think the powers that be aren't paying attention to that? You think they're not paying attention to those numbers? Wow. Right. So we're talking about, again, a traditional business taking advantage of distributed ledger technology. And in addition to taking advantage of distributed ledger technology, using a digital asset. I mean, that's a home run. That's a full circle. That's right. Traditional money transmitter business using DLT and using a digital asset, which happens to be the greatest digital asset ever created, an XRP. That, my friends, is a home run, right? Massive. So with the U.S.-Mexico corridor receiving a lot of attention and Ripple expanding into Latin America regions, Bitso will play a vital role. With Bitso being a long-standing Ripple partner and having a focus on XRP for remittances, it will be interesting to see how it expands both geographically and in growth. Yeah, I mean, guys, that is 58,000%. And for me, the most important part is I like that it's a traditional business. It's not right. They didn't start their business model based on digital assets. They started their business model in the traditional financial space. They adopted DLT and expanded the use of DLT using digital assets, right? That is massive in a lot of ways, because that speaks to Wall Street, that speaks to institutional markets and players. I mean, they're the same way. It's the same thing like MoneyGram. It's the same thing. And they're proving to have better success than MoneyGram is having. You know, I don't whether because it's the quarter or whatever the reason is, they're having better success. And again, Wall Street is paying attention. Wall Street is listening. I mean, that's massive in a lot of ways. So is XRP at 22 cents now? That's good. So guys, for me, I think that's really, it's great to get that word and confirmation. Again, that this money transmitter business is using DLT and using Ripple technology, but more importantly, using a digital asset in their business model, and just reporting the results is huge. I mean, it is huge. Can you see the businesses that will be lining up at the door? Right? I said something on a video a couple of days ago, you know, when Brad Garlinghouse, okay, guys, hey, Win Muller, what's going on, brother? I didn't even see you on the stream, bro. Good to see you here, brother. When Brad Garlinghouse woke up one morning, right, you know, did his thing, had some breakfast, headed on out to go see Julia Chatterley on CNBC or CNN, whichever thing she is on, right? And this dude, in the midst of the conversation, he drops that Ripple is a blockchain infrastructure company, right? And I remember thinking to myself, well, when did that happen? When did they change from a fintech company selling software to banks to a blockchain infrastructure company, right? To me, what that said is, to me is the partnerships are there, right? The agreements, the partnerships, the signatures are there in place. The network effect is ready to happen. So that was one phase of their life. One phase of their life was selling software to banks and financial institutions. They're on to the next phase of their life, right? So like in the beginning, right? In the beginning, right, they were making phone calls, right? Cold calling, right? They were knocking on doors, right? Right? And now it's the exact opposite, right? Now they're not making calls, they're taking calls, right? Now they're not knocking on doors, right? They're answering doors, right? People are coming to them. They're on to the next thing. That is massive. That is massive. This is a prime example. And they know this Bitso thing is huge. The MoneyGram thing is huge. You don't think Santander and MUFG are paying attention to what's going on and what this traditional business is doing with DLT, Ripple technology, and the greatest digital asset ever created? Of course they are, right? Michael Angelos is in the building. What's going on, Michael Angelos? Yes, indeed. So, I mean, I think that's hugely, hugely positive. Listen, that board, that standards body, the ISO 20022 is absolutely exciting for Ripple. I think it's massive. And I get a kick out of how they just kind of nonchalantly put that out there. I find that to be pretty interesting. Yeah, oh yeah. Hey, I saw something. You guys on the standard body for? Yeah. They nominated us. We're in. Just so nonchalantly, just put that out there. I find that to be pretty interesting. So I was listening to what else did I want to share with you guys? I was listening to, nah, I don't want to do this one. To, nope, that's not the one. Oh man, oh man, I think I closed out the wrong one, I think. Oh, is it? Oh, shoot. I was listening to Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, and what's his name? David Schwartz. And he said something about, he said Katao son. I'm guessing that's Mr. Yoshitaka Katao. And I can't believe I did that. Did I? Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so I'm listening to the interview. And it's like 20. I'm maybe 20 minutes into it or so. But Chris Larson's talking about back in the day, 2012 and different. And he says Mr. Katao's son, or he says Katao's son, and I were talking about this kind of idea of this global currency, and I'm thinking to myself, Katao's son. We'll have to ask Crypto Eddie, but I believe Katao's son is Mr. Yoshitaka Katao. I believe that to be the case. And he said that back then, they had done some business together in the peer-to-peer business. Because remember, Chris Larson started something kind of very, very similar to Prosper, right? Pure peer-to-peer lending. And I thought, wait a minute. You guys had hooked up before in the past? And hold on a second. You guys discussed about this, this digital asset that could be a global currency that the whole world would use in one way, shape. You discussed that with Mr. Katao? Or Katao's son? I'm thinking that's the same dude. No wonder Mr. Katao is the number one, the biggest fan. Or XRP. No wonder. Yeah. Yeah, he said that in the interview with David Schwartz. they had done some business together before in the peer-to-peer space, and they were talking about, this digital asset that could be created, that could be could be a global currency. Chilling at the command post, making hay. How about that, Michael? Yes, Yoshi name to the Ripple board of directors is huge, right? Yes, it is 10,000% huge. Yes, because listen, now I'm hearing that they've known each other, they've done business together before in the past. They discussed this idea of a digital asset that could be a global currency used all over the world. And Chris Larson just said in an interview, and not just said, but he said in an interview, a global current, that the cross-border payments aspect for XRP was just kind of the initial thing. Initially, long-term, a global currency that the world can use with all kinds of cases, in all kinds of cases, which means, in other words, all kinds of use cases. You know what I mean? That's why I'm interested to see blockchain backers and DIY's latest little trading thing. Like, when are we expecting some price action? A guy on Twitter, his thing is Joker. It's not XRP Joker, but his handle is Joker. Is saying that by May 23rd, a couple of weeks, about a 30%, about a 30-cent XRP. But then he said at the end of the year, it will be lower. That is an interesting thing to me. Lower by the end of the year. Now, end of the year, I'm going to say October, November, or December, right? The end of year. So when does XRP do its thing? Is it 2021? I don't know. But this is a guy, apparently, according to DAI, has been a guy when he doesn't do his price predictions much, but when he does do them, he's been on point with them. So we shall see. So maybe that's why DIY is saying he's not planning on cashing out his XRP until the end of 2021. That's what, yeah, XRP Lava, that Joker guy, not XRP Joker, but Joker. Yeah. So, yeah, I know I was sitting with Miss Crypto Siege earlier, and I'm like, you just got off the phone with the estate planner, the estate attorney, and I'm like, yeah, doing this and this, and like, I said to her, let me listen to blockchain backers video and DI do it yourselves video, DIY, so I can kind of see where they are with XRP and price and all that kind of stuff like that. So it is kind of where it is. I think that's one of the probably more bigger reasons why people kind of diversify who are XRP hodlers, is because they don't know when XRP is going to do its thing, and the emotion that could take place with other digital assets kind of doing their thing in 2020, price action wise, and not XRP is going to be a very, 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 very painful thing. It really is. You know what I mean? And I remember doing tons and tons of videos on, having some different assets that will kind of alleviate, the pain of having to wait for XRP for the switch to be flipped and all that stuff. My thing is, the Joker is like, look, that's these TA guys, most of them, and I'm pretty sure the Joker, it's strictly from charts, right? Like he's not looking at fundamentals. He's not looking at SBI, right? And what's going to happen there. You know what I mean? So you got to consider that as well. How about that? A broad XRP says, Siege, I'm good. Let the FUD begin because I'm seeing the same cyclical fudding, lawsuit stuff, price stuff. And we all know what happened after the last BTC halving. 2017 came around and boom. Yep, that's right. So we shall soon see. Here's the thing: you can't win, you can't lose, rather, unless you sell. Right? If you don't sell, you can't lose. Michelangelo said, I heard all this stuff about, wow, this is a great lesson. I heard all of this stuff about Apple and Amazon back in the tech crash. And I bailed. And that did not work out well for me. So I'm not going to be selling my XRP anytime soon, guys. And again, that's such a great share. Thank you for sharing that, Michael, because you think about Apple, you think about Amazon, they had the stuff, they had the fundamentals. You looked into the project of each of those, right? You looked at the corporate, you looked at their ideas, you looked at the space or the lane that they were wanting to operate in. They had it. It was there. But I remember the media was all over them. And just like Michael, tons and tons and tons of people bailed because of that, because of the FUD. Yes, Mello, we are going to do Wealth Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll definitely do it. We're going to talk a little bit about tax attorney. We're going to talk about my conversation with an estate attorney today. Yep. So thank you for sharing that, Michael. That's a huge point. That's a huge point. Michael says, that's right. Stick to your guns. Let the FUDsters do their thing. Very, very important. And I'm especially concerned, especially if XRP doesn't do its thing in 2020 and it doesn't start till January or February of 2021. I'm concerned for people because, you know, these other coins may probably will start to do their thing. And XRP, you know, we all know it lags behind the other altcoins. You know, it really does. Spanish Fly, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you, miss. Absolutely, it is. It is XRP Lava. Is this new lawsuit part of the FUD? Yes, it is, without question. Michael said, I was a young investor, and that's how you learn. Exactly. Exactly, bro. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where we are. And I think that's such a great point to just kind of realize that you don't lose unless you sell. And we don't know what's going to happen with the price. We all feel as though it's, I mean, I don't know. May is going to be huge. It's going to be great to get word from Crypto Eddie on how SBI is moving and what they're doing. It's going to be great. I don't know when the Olympic thing is. Anybody know when the Olympics are or when it's supposed to be? I don't know, but SBI doing its thing and feeling like they got the clarity that they need in Japan to do their thing. It's going to be huge because that volume will start to translate. It will start to show its face. And that consortium will start to do its thing. And I just read you a quote from SBI Remit, right? On the Ripple one pager, where the dude said new revenues and, you know, saving some people on cross-border money, right? A new revenue stream and saving some people some money, right? That's the thing you got to pay. It's going to be huge. That's right. That's exactly right. And that's the thing too, because that's kind of always the feeling too, bro. XRP is, we don't know when XRP is going to, we know it's going to do its thing. We don't know when it is. And is an extra few $100 somewhere else. In the meantime, will that help with, and I think that's why Mr. BXRP had some price points at some really low, right? I mean, he had like a 299 or 399 XRP, and then like a 999 XRP, something around so very, very low to kind of, you know what I mean? Help with waiting for the great stuff. And I think that's important. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But bro, XRP says, Siege, in fact, thank you, bro. I have now shut my expectations for XRP till Q2 of 2021. Thanks, Siege. You're welcome. I will sleep well at night when all my other coins boom. No skin wants to see. There you go. All my others. He has some others. Now for me, a little bit of ETH, a lot of VeChain. And that's kind of where I am. I don't really know any other thing. It's a little painful to chunk down a couple $100 for one ETH. But I feel as though I feel like it's I don't want to say certain, but that 8 to 10x range, I'm pretty confident in that, can't not take them. I think, how many times we said on this channel, right? We got to be really, really careful and not be spoiled because we're used to 1,000% gains and, 15,000, 20 something %,000 gains. And we don't take the 8x. You don't take the 5x. Don't take the 10x's, right? Like, oh, wait a minute. $180 for ETH, $200 for ETH. Hold on a second. I can get me a gazillion XYZ coin, right? Right? So I don't know. Spanish Fly, I'm staking my ZRX and Trust Wallet to earn ETH. Nice. Oh, so you get ETH there, the ZRX? That's nice. I didn't know that. I'm doing mine in Celsius, but I think they do ZRX in Celsius. Earning ETH is nice. In Trust Wallet, though, huh? That's nice, Spanish Fly. Thank you, by the way, for that message. I did get that message that you sent me the other day. YouTube Biggest Dude says, I'm going to buy a trailer home, park it in the desert, buy a crappy couch, fridge, and TV out front, and watch XRP vids while sipping beer. I hear you, dude. I hear you. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, that's one of the biggest thing, right? You gotta. You gotta kind of live your life, and I was talking with someone earlier today, and it's from the team, and I'm like, look, for me, this is, I recommend this, right? You want to earn some yield, right, on your digital assets, because so you want to earn some yield on your traditional fiat dollars. Where are you going to do that? How are you going to do it safely? How can you grow that tax-free? Blah, 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 blah. And I told them about what I'm doing. High cash value life insurance. I said, but there is a new asset class out there. It's the digital asset space. You want to learn more about it, right? And I'm earning yield on my digital assets, and I'm earning yield on what's equivalent to $1. I'm earning that in what we call stable coins. So I told them that, right? Earning yield, traditional space, safely, tax-free, growing exponentially or growing steadily. And I'm earning yield, earning money on my money in the digital asset space. But I said the way that I'm able to feed those is because I have a business that's a cash flow business, right? And so, you can, right, earn income, right, in the job, or you can have cash flow, passive income, right? in a business model. If you put it together, it makes it work. And that's what we did, right? So we put that together so that we could do that, right? And because in the cash flow situation, you got a passive income cash flow business model, you can grow that, right? You can scale that. It's dependent upon your efforts. And I like that part, right? Because, you know, if I want to grow it to a certain income, you know, just put in the work, do the work, put in the work, do the work, put in the work, do the work, and grow that, and grow the residual part of that is really cool, right? So if you don't have that, if you just have earned income, the challenge with just having earned income is, first of all, it's the lifestyle around it, right? You got to feed the lifestyle around that. And so what tends to happen is, number one, people they kind of raise their lifestyle to income. That's a challenge. Or they decrease their lifestyle. That's a bigger challenge, in my humble opinion, right? Right. And so and then there's you know, no one's paying themselves first. 99 point something percent do not pay themselves first. They pay other people first. So there's a challenge, and there's a tendency to only have, you know, teeny amounts left to grow your income, teeny amounts left to build cash flow, teeny amounts left to invest, right? That's a challenge. That is a challenge. And so, you know, while, you know, a lot of people are working on Wind Moon here, that's awesome. I love that. Number one, are you earning yield on your digital assets? And number two, tell me about your cash flow business. What is your cash flow thing that you can grow, that you can scale, right? Because earned income is your boss. The boss is there. That the cap is your boss, right? You're like, hey, boss, you know, I'd like to get up to that 50, 60, 70 an hour thing. What can I do to get there? You know, if you're in that situation, there's no control there, right? You want to have a cash flow thing that you can do that, where you can determine based upon your efforts, right? And, you know, that's the difference. And so I was talking with my dude about, that's where I am. And I recommended it to him. That's what you do, because even in the earned income that's high, you still have that, right? You know, you still have it. And the challenge, what I told him is, I kind of quoted one thing that Gary Gunderson says: it doesn't matter that the income's getting high. What matters is the control you have over the income. That is what matters. That is what matters. And that's the difference. That's kind of the difference. Sahara's in the building. Hello there, brother Siege. Hello, Sahara. Good to see you on the street, bro. You know, so that's kind of the difference there, guys. But check this article. I'm going to share this with you guys before I hop off. All right, so bro XRP, is it his latest video? Do you know what the title of that bro XRP is, or do you have that link? Because you know how the Bearable Bull is, he puts out tons of videos. I don't know, which one is it? Do you know, my friend? Can you share it with us? Big Face No Cap says, I put my whole stimulus check into crypto. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Quadwos Osei says, XRP price is always a distraction. When adoption is filled up, it will light up like a lightning. Absolutely, brother. You're exactly right. Yeah, if you could let me know what that video is, bro XRP. I got the full video from Bearable Bull's video last night. Dude, it's bullish as heck. I would love to see that, bro. Do you have a link, bro XRP? Oh, there it is right there. Hey, CJ, why don't you pay attention to your chat? All right, let me get that. Thank you. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, yeah. I saw that. I shared that on the channel too, bro XRP. I shared that video on the channel. Is that what you mean by the full video? Because I did, yeah, we covered that on the channel. Yeah. Jay Fretless is in the building. Well, Jay Fretless, I certainly will not tell you what to do with your money. You certainly have to make your own decisions about that financially. I can tell you that's what I do. That's what I do. Right. So I don't put my entire portfolio on Celsius, but I do like the option of, like, even for me, $100 in USDC and seeing a yield. This is what I told Miss Crypto Seeds. I'm like, look, having it in the bank, I get it. You're an awesome saver. You love to save, but having it in the bank is not gonna do it. Like, there has to be another priority. Another priority. There has to be a better value to be gained than leaving it in the bank account and just saying, okay, we have this money in the bank account. Cool. Because they're using that money and they're loaning it out and at 8 times and they're not paying us anything. You got to go a different way. Got to go a different way. Right. And so I'm like, even if it's a few $100 in USDC, at the end of the year, we're going to have a few $100 and 8% or 7%, right? You know what I mean? It's just it's the truth. You know, is there risk involved? Yep. Oh, is this still a nascent asset class? Yep. Is Celsius a young company growing? Yep. Does that mean there's risk to that? Yes. Is the bank safer? Yes. The question is, are you in the game of earning yield on your money? Are you in the game of thinking and acting like financial institutions? I mean, that ultimately is the question. It's almost a conditioning, I believe, going on in Wall Street, and institutional money will say safe. They'll use safety and they'll use trusted. Right now, they're trying to espouse that central banks are the trusted place, right? People trust the central banks. That's not true. It's not true. That's what they want you to think. That's what they want us to believe. But who says that's the case, right? So your answer, the short answer to your question is, yeah, that's what I do, right? I want to say that a certain part of my portfolio is an earning yield on the assets that I have. I want to be thinking like that and acting like that. You know, I am not going to put, you know, anywhere close to 20 or 30% of my portfolio on Celsius, but I will put a small portion of it there and earn BTC, earn yield on BTC, on XRP, on ETH, on 0x, on, you know, whatever the 7 or 8 that's on there, because I want to be in that consciousness of earning yield on the assets that I hold. So with that, the risk reward for me is worth it. You guys have to make your own decision on whether or not the risk reward is for you. Like Miss Crypto C is just like, I'd rather be here where it's safe. It's a bank. I can go, and like, she doesn't know all of, you know, she don't know about bank runs, and, you know, she's not familiar with those and don't understand all the different things that kind of go on there. It's just kind of, right? So that's what the channel's for. That's what Wealth Wednesday is for, educating, right? So I'm like, yeah, we got to figure out, you got to get more value out of that, right? Then put it in there. And she's like, okay, let's do the high cash value thing. I like that. That's exciting. I like it. I would like it. Okay, cool. I'm good with that. Let's put it there. I'm good with that. You know, participating life insurance, dividends. Yep. Value, it grows, you know, grows steadily. No loss, grows tax free. Yeah, I'm good with all those. Those are great things. Yeah, let's do it. Now, is that 20,000% gains? No. It's not the digital asset space, right? It's not, but it's certainly better than the bank and CDs and money market funds and ETFs and index funds and all that. It's better than all those traditional financial instruments, right? So cool. Okay, you want to do there? Let's go there. Let's put it there. Put it in that. You know, pay off the debt. Yeah. Okay. Let's do those things. You know, absolutely. So, bro, XRP, that video, it feels as though the liability guy, I don't know, like recorded or he has a podcast, one or the other. It feels like a recording of a podcast. And the guy who comes on, right, Larry from Washington, like, because the podcast guy says, let's take another call. Let's take Larry from Washington. So it's a guy calling in, but who is that guy? I mean, the things that he said were great and accurate, I believe, right? But who is the guy? And it's nothing that we hadn't heard already. It was cool that he mentioned Ripple and, you know, that type of thing. But who is this guy? Is my thing. So, I mean, it was good to hear. But my thing is, who is this guy? Who is this liability guy? It seems like he is, I don't know who he is. Do you know about the liability guy's channel on Pro XRP? Or did you just kind of see it from Bearable Bulls? You know what I mean? So that's kind of the thing. TJ Jackson, that's 1,000% correct. And that's the reality of the situation. I tell people that the money they're usually spending in the clubs or using to bet on sports teams could be invested money now that we're locked down. Yep, you wouldn't miss it. They just don't get it. They don't. It's a sad thing, and all we can do is help and try to educate them and try to get them to kind of level up their IQs on it. But it's definitely, you know, an uphill battle, as they like to say. Jay Fretless, you're right. At Crypto Seeds, yeah, getting the other half to buy it, to moving the savings, kids' college savings is the tough part. It is, and the safety thing is huge, 1,000%. That's why when I discovered these high cash value life insurance, participating, you know, life insurance, and I did my homework on those and learned about the MEC limit and learned about the PUA riders and told her about it, and then I got her to read books on it. She was amped because it fits her perfectly. Save safely, grow your savings safely, tax this, and the death benefit part. It was because it's fundamentally it's what she is: save consistently, save, you know, no debt, you know, grow safely, you know, just all those different things. It was perfect for her. So, and it satisfied everything she needs. She wants that security in. She wants the cash flow. I mean, all of that. So. It was great to find an instrument. I mean, we do invest together in digital assets, right? At the time that we were doing it, but you know, it wasn't her thing. It was my thing. Big Face No Cap says, I'm basically begging my friends and family to invest in crypto at this point. Yeah. And the only thing I would recommend to Big Face is just to turn them onto a channel, and hopefully, you know, they'll take the time to check it out. Sometimes you may have to text them the channel link so they can begin to watch it. You know what I mean? So that's, you know, that's kind of the thing there. So, you know, it's funny too, because I don't think, bro, when I watched the video, it wasn't anything that we don't know already, right? Oh, so Siege, nope to the new to the liability dude. Yeah, me too. Yeah, so it wasn't anything. I mean, he didn't say anything new that we don't. I mean, like we already know. I don't think there was any new thing. It was another person kind of confirming something that we already knew. It sounded good. I remember. I believe DAI might have played it on one of his videos, right? So that's where I was with that. I'm listening to it. I'm like, you know what I mean? You know, so I mean, that's kind of where I am. It was great to hear. I think what it was so exciting about it, it was great to hear it from someone who wasn't part of the XRP army and XRP community. You know, it felt like a third party validation, if you will, like, you know, like if it was Madame Lagarde calling in, right? That it felt like that kind of deal. So it felt very much like it was a guy very familiar with the digital asset spaces. That's what it felt like, you know, calling in. I don't know if I would go as far as inside information or anything like that. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video on the stream. Looking forward to seeing you guys all tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern for Wealth Wednesdays, Generational Wealth Strategies. It's going to be really, really cool. And I'll go over this thing that I didn't get to share with you guys. This PDF, and it has XRP, that has the XRP ledger. This paper focuses on cross-border payments through the example of the fintech company Ripple, the cryptocurrency XRP, and the design of the XRPL ledger. Yeah, so the paper is based on those three things. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, guys. Listen, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to end this stream like I do all my streams. XRP Lava, thank you for hanging. James Shepard, appreciate you being here. Big Face, no cap. Thanks for hanging today, bro. YouTube's biggest douche, appreciate you being here, bro. Spanish Fly is always great to see you, Miss Bro. XRP, appreciate you being here. Wimella, thanks for hanging out today, brother. Rich Witt is here. Appreciate you checking in on the channel today, brother. Star in the making, thanks for hanging out today. TJ Jackson, as always, appreciate you being here, brother. It was a great hangout, without question today. Absolute great hangout. Jay Fretless, thanks as always for being here, my friend. Yeah. Who else? Michael Angelos, thanks for hanging today, my friend. All right, guys, listen. I'm going to wrap up the stream like I do all my streams and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.